Hello and welcome to another episode of Stock Shots. Please remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion based on some things I see, like support and resistance, supply and demand, and of course, some indicators that may be on the screen. So always do your own due diligence. Make sure you educate yourself and always look to the left because we're looking at things that have already happened and think about what things may do in the future. So this is another episode of Stock Shots. Welcome. All right, welcome back. Let's get right into it. We're talking about the S Fund, and right here we're looking at how this may play out in my mind. I always want to make sure that I'm telling you what could happen, just so you can be prepared. Only because you'd rather be prepared for something than not be prepared and then lose a bunch of money. So I'm not going to be unprepared. I've already put my money into the G Fund, and it's not because I believe everything is going to go down, but I know I'm not going to make every dollar in the market. So I'm going to be prepared if this market does the following thing: makes a head and shoulders pattern. So if you're interested, look at a head and shoulders pattern when it comes to stock charts, and it will show you it's a bearish pattern. The reason I'm saying this may happen is because we have this first point right here, second point here. This point has not formed. If it does, it would then intersect with this moving average. That's the 9-day moving average. Most likely halfway through this weekly candle, it may even come back up to this point here, which is that 23.89, and then reject down. If it does that, it's most likely going to come down to where this is, which is, I use the 48-day moving average or the 48-week moving average in this chart. This is going to be where I would suspect it to bounce. At this point, when the price action for the weekly time frame comes down to here, which is about 2100 in the S Fund, I'm most likely going to be looking to put the gas back on, get back into the S Fund. But I'm only saying that because I haven't gotten a clear, absolute clear sell signal on this yet. As you can see, I already have one sell signal here in the weekly. But in my lower indicator, I haven't gotten any red. One thing that's happened is I've crossed this area. Usually this means I'm going to get some selling. And selling did occur right when it crossed. So about 2 weeks ago. So 3 weeks ago. I wanted to see if it was going to play out. Currently, I'm just paused right here. If it goes below this area, I'll be looking for the head and shoulder pattern to complete and have bearish moves down even further. So once again, you can see on the chart, it will most likely be down to the first 2205 and then 2100 area if it confirms the head and shoulders pattern. So let's see what we got for the C Fund coming up next. So here we go. All right, so currently it's about the same thing. I have a trend line drawn here only because if this breaks the trend line with volume, that's the thing. It has to break the trend line with volume. If it doesn't break it with volume, it's most likely going to peter out and just go down. So this trend line is here to make sure that if I do see upward movement, I want to see it break this area. So I'm going to make that bigger for you guys so you can see it. I want to see it break that area, and I want to see it break it with conviction. But the same thing goes for this, because this is looking like it could be the same thing. I actually drew this incorrectly. Hold on. So currently, I'm looking to see if this pattern continues as well. We've got some peaks here that could be where the price action wants to go. And this one, we may have already gotten the pattern completion. So I just want to see if it plays out. Once again, I do not have a confirmed sell signal on this one. What I do have is a bounce off of the 48-day moving average. It stayed in between this candle here and the weekly. It looks like it could be still just a pullback. and looking to go further up. I still do not have confirmed sell signal here at the bottom. So right now, I'm okay. I'm okay, but I do have my money in the G fund, just being honest with you, because I'd rather be prepared for it, miss a little bit of money here and there, but get the entirety of a good move is not my goal. My goal is to get a majority of a good move. So let's go on to the international fund. International fund is looking, let's see. Oh, it's looking ugly. There's a lot of drawing on here. So let's get the drawings off. We're still going down. Still going down. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's keep it real simple. We're in a bearish. Oh, matter of fact, my apologies. We're in a bearish channel here currently. And right now we're at the bottom of this channel. We might be able to get a pop up from where we currently are here to probably about here, the $77 area, if we have good volume. And here's the thing, when people come back from vacation and the algorithms are turned on and everything, there's more traders in the market, we may get a pop back up to 78. But I would be careful because the channel will probably want to complete its movements and go down again. So you may get a visit right back down to $74. So we tested it once. This will be a second time. If this happens, be careful. Not be careful, be ready, because the international fund may then do one of these. This could form a W pattern. So if we say this is where we started, 74, we get a pop back up. Maybe we get to 77, get a pop back down to 74. This may complete a W pattern, but this has to be done with volume. It's not looking like that at this moment. This is what I would love to see, but I'm not confident in it at this moment, only because I already have a sell signal that printed back here, and that was on October 20th, and it's been selling off pretty much ever since. I also now have a sell signal down here and have confirmation here. So until the international fund turns around, that's just going to be a negative. One of the areas in the sand I'm looking for the international fund is, I just got rid of it. It's currently right here around that $73 area. So $73 is important because that's the 200-day moving average, 200-week moving average. There could be orders that are waiting to be filled to buy the market back up. If there is news or some kind of economic event, when price gets to this $73 area, it could actually push the market down further. So just be careful, be wary. You never know what's going to happen when you get to these areas because you just want to wait for the reaction. You don't want to predict it. You want to wait for it. All right, so let's go to the bond market. And here in the bond market, let's look at this one. We're also looking at a channel. So I'm pretty sure, let me go to the daily. I have something marked here. I'm thinking that's a gap. It was a gap, but we can get rid of that because that's been filled. Let's go back to the weekly. Weekly, this is looking exactly like the international. So if you notice, the international and the bond market are looking pretty much the same on the charts. The S and the C fund are looking almost exactly the same too. So I'm going to say this. I've learned over time that the bond market can lead the stock market. Currently, this is in a big downfall. It's selling off. It doesn't look like it wants to come back at this time. We had a sell signal print back here a little bit earlier than in the international fund. This was on October 7th. And since then, it's been selling off. So some things I do look for is this cross. Now, it doesn't mean that that's automatically a complete sell-off when this happens. Some things I look for, that's why I make these indicators, is I want a printed sell signal. Okay, great. I want to make sure I'm under a couple moving averages. Okay, great. Well, my confirmation was around here on this candle. Because price action tried to go back up, it was then rejected and pushed down further. So at this point, I'm waiting to see how much further down all the funds are going to go. Currently, like I told you, I'm not going to lie, I'm in the G fund. My stuff is waiting to the side. When things go down, I get a good buy signal. I'm ready to get back in the market. But until then, I can be patient. I'll wait for my win. I'm good to go. So I'll see you next week, and Happy New Year's. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, awesome Christmas, and I hope you have an awesome New Year's as well. See you next week.